Bieda.
Has our Constitution been suspended in this state?
You may provide your no vote explanation right now if you'd like.
I would love to do that. Thank you, Mr. President. Well, I originally planned on speaking to some of the amendments on this, but I'd like to just speak as to my no vote explanation on Senate Bill 13, the bill to eliminate straight ticket voting, otherwise known as the Donald Trump is going to be your nominee and you're terrified bill. We've seen tonight one of the ugliest episodes of the majority trampling on the rights of voters that I've seen in my entire career in the legislature. You not only kicked out individuals for staff members here, you've locked us in this room, you put this bill up at the last minute, and then you consolidated all the amendments and restricted the right to elected officials to vote on that. Now, I hope you look into your consciences and can live with yourself. Look, straight ticket voting has its place in our state. We have a long ballot. People have the convenience of voting the way they'd like to vote. You shouldn't be going in there micromanaging how they're going to vote. But this episode today is so embarrassing on how this Senate is handling itself and how the majority party is handling itself that you really, truly should be ashamed. I mean, this is really disgusting. You restrict the ability of people to speak on an amendment. It wouldn't have cost you much if you stayed an extra half hour or so to at least listen to some debate. But no, you decided to cut it off. You decided to cut it off. It was a big disregard to all those voters that sent each one of us up here. And they'd be ashamed to see this tonight. And I'm sure they would be. Because you have to be honest when you're dealing in this legislature. You have to be transparent. And you're fighting that. You're doing all the worst that you see in these banana republics. You're doing what you see in some fascist dictatorship. This is not something that you would do in a constitutional representative democracy. I'm really disgusted. I can't tell you how angry I am. I think when we look at some of these issues that we come up for every day, that you have to ask yourself, are you doing the right thing for the voters, or are you doing the right thing for your party? You have to ask yourself, are you being honest to yourself as an individual who swore to uphold the Constitution, or are you trying to subvert it? You have to ask yourself, do you believe in free elections, or do you want to game the system to make that system somehow give you an advantage? Tonight's, boy, a classic example of disgust. I can't say enough bad things about it. But I will tell you one thing, that I hope the voters recognize this, and I hope they look at who voted to shove this down their throats, and look at who voted to restrict the constitutional right for individual members to speak on something. Look, we all disagree on stuff, and we've disagreed on things in the past, but I've never seen such a restriction on the rights of duly elected officials to speak their mind on an issue. And you really should be ashamed of yourself. With that, I'd ask that my comments, be that as they are, be printed in today's journal, and that's one of the reasons I voted no on the Donald Trump bill. Thank you.